Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, you are a bad man. I thought this was going to be a dud of a game, especially after what we saw last night in the Western Conference Finals. But game one of Cavs versus Knicks was completely flipped the script. The first three quarters was all Cavs in this one, and the final 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, as well as overtime, was all New York Knicks, all Jalen Brunson, all Mikal Bridges, and wow, I could not be more shocked with how this went. I want to start by giving my praises to the New York Knicks for what they were able to do. This is now the largest playoff comeback in NBA history. 22 points with 7 minutes left is what the Cavs were up by. And New York won this game by 11. They were down 22 and won by 11. I cannot believe it. Jalen Brunson went on his own, I think it might have even been 12-0 run by himself. Bucket after bucket, this guy could not miss. His step back three right here over Harden, I thought had no shot of going in. But then I remembered it's Jalen Brunson. I was so surprised that went in, and I was so happy about it because, man, I just wanted this to be competitive, and we got that. But despite this win for the Knicks, Cat looked really bad, unfortunately, and he just didn't help his team win, right? Yeah, sorry to kind of dunk on Cat for this, but man, that was a bad Cat game. Mitchell Robinson also was just unfortunately not able to play well in this one. 2 of 8 from the free throw line. They did hack a Mitch. So, again, I guess he'll take 2 free throws. Both of his makes were on trips that were 1 of 2. So that's not the worst, I guess, for his performance. But still, the Knicks centers were lucky that the Cavs centers were just as bad, because that could have gotten pretty ugly pretty quickly. But anyway, back to praises. We've already talked about Brunson. Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, I got the privilege to watch him on a legendary finals run from my favorite team. But man, he just continues to impress me. His box score doesn't look too crazy. He had 2 threes in this that were momentum shifting. I think they were both in overtime, if I'm correct, but could be wrong. Both of his threes were absolutely clutch and momentum shifters for this Knicks team, as well as his steal at the end that pretty much sealed it. At least I'm pretty sure. I might be getting my possessions mixed up, but he had a clutch steal coming from behind and back tapping. I think it was Strus that he back tapped it from, and got the steal, got the extra possession. And it's just stuff like that makes Mikal a winner and makes me love watching him. But let's get to the Cavs. I don't know what happened. I don't know how you allow that. Let's start with the game planning, because I think all around, between the players and coaches, this was horrible execution. That last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter should have almost everyone on this team fired. Now, that's a bit exaggeratory, but I feel like it's not too far off. Kenny Atkinson, man. I don't know how you see Jalen Brunson go at your star player every single possession and score, and you don't do anything about it. He was sitting next to Timothy Chalamet just watching the game as well, because you don't call a timeout. You don't call a defensive game plan switch. You don't do anything, and you watch Jalen Brunson discombobulate your team to the point where you give up the largest lead in playoff history. Just unacceptable. And on the players, too. This isn't even just on Kenny Atkinson. This is on the players, too. Max Strus is one of the few people I will give credit to today for the Cavs because he tried. He was able to get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands on one possession in the fourth, I'm pretty sure it was, where he fought over the switch and was able to get the ball out of Brunson's hands, and he passed it, I think, to OG, who hesitated on a three. But oh my gosh, I can't believe I saw that. The Cavs just let Jalen Brunson do whatever he wanted. I don't know how you watch James Harden just get embarrassed and don't do anything about it. They desperately needed to switch it up. And tonight was another horrible James Harden playoff game. Like, absolutely terrible. His defense for 2.5 quarters wasn't even that bad. But that does not make up for what happened in that last little bit of the fourth and overtime. And man, his offense was just even worse. Down the stretch, I don't know why they went to him. I'm going to be straight up. I understand James Harden is 39-40. He has some of the most experience on the team. He is one of the best offensive players that the sport has ever seen. But why are you giving him the ball when Donovan Mitchell was having the game of his life? That first 2.5 quarters before Brunson took over, Donovan Mitchell just looked like unstoppable. It looked like he could have his way every way tonight. And for him to just be ball watching late in the game made me very upset. I feel bad for him because there was nothing more he could have done. He just had to watch his own team fall apart. Man, Sam Merrill's another one of the few players I'll give props to. He made Mike Breen pump fake a bang, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, he was another great game. It was another great game from him. He was a spark plug off the bench. I think he hit 4 or 5 threes tonight. Great performance from him. But man, this Cleveland team just, I can't tonight. This is one you just have to scrub away and forget about and go into game 2 with a fresh slate. Because yikes. I thought both coaches tonight were only okay. I know Mike Brown, I almost said Breen, but Mike Brown tried to get the timeout at the very, very end. It was the very end of the fourth when Mikal got the rebound off of the Sam Merrill miss. I know Mike Brown tried to call a timeout, but I really thought that he had plenty of time to get it off. And maybe it was just the refs kind of not looking there, or maybe it was the refs just calling off regulation too quickly. I'm not sure. But man, it felt like the coaches just were not a part of the fourth, and maybe that's just Kenny Atkinson refusing to do anything. That made it so apparent, because I guess if you're Mike Brown, what can you do except watch Jalen Brunson just be Jalen Brunson? But man, shout out OG for his amazing defense tonight. You could tell he was a bit shaky. He had that one air ball in the fourth quarter where you're like, yeah, don't shoot that. And he was wide open a lot, and you could see the hesitation out of him. Hopefully he's able to get back in sync with this next team, because he is instrumental to what they do. Again, he had great defense tonight. And man, I still cannot get over the Jalen Brunson train. That was a journey. What a game one. I'm looking forward to game 2. Tuning into game 2 tomorrow for Spurs Thunder. Should be fun. But that's about it. See ya.